Now let's jump into the Azure portal so you can explore exactly where to add deployment slots and configure continuous integration and deployment for your web app. This is where you bring automation and control together to streamline your release process. In this view, you are inside the deployment slots section of your web app in the Azure portal. You will only see this option after you've successfully deployed your web app through the portal. What you're looking at is a list of available deployment slots, including your default production slot and any additional slots you've created, such as staging or testing. Each slot runs as a live app with its own unique hostname, configuration, and state. Using the Add button at the top, you can create a new slot to safely test changes before promoting them to production. Once your changes are verified, you can use the swap button to exchange content and configuration between a staging slot and the production slot with zero downtime. This is ideal for seamless go-live events or quick rollbacks if something doesn't go as planned. You'll also notice the traffic percent column, which lets you gradually route traffic to different slots. For example, you can start by sending 10% of your production traffic to the staging slot as part of a canary release. If the new version behaves as expected, you can increase that percentage before doing a full slot swap. This controlled rollout approach helps reduce risk and gives you greater confidence with each deployment. Let's get on the Deployment Center tab now. In this view, you're inside the Deployment Center for your Azure web app, where you configure how your app gets deployed from a container registry. This is the control panel, where you define your deployment source, registry details, and automation settings. At the top, you choose how you want to manage deployments. In this case, you've selected Container Registry, which means Azure will pull the container image directly from a specified registry every time it needs to deploy. Just below, you configure your registry settings. You can select whether your app uses a single container or multiple containers and choose the registry source, such as Private Registry, Docker Hub, or Azure Container Registry. You then specify the server URL, and if it's a private registry, you will need to provide login credentials. Next, you define the full image name and tag, which tells Azure exactly what container image to use for your app. If needed, you can also provide a startup file or command that your app should execute when it launches. A crucial feature here is continuous deployment. By switching it on, you allow Azure to automatically redeploy your app whenever a new image is pushed to the container registry. This ensures that your latest updates go live without manual intervention. You can also configure a webhook URL to trigger deployments externally. Overall, this page allows you to set up a smooth and automated deployment pipeline for container-based apps. So once your registry and tags are in place, Azure takes care of the rest.